Week 7 here in Germany, and was it a fun week? Like always, of course. I'm going to try and do something a little different this week. I think I'm going to throw pictures in from different little events I had throughout the week, and then the video will come later, like usual. Okay, and to start off the week, I thought I'd film a little more of daily life by filming the supermarket that I like to go to. It's called Kaufland. It's not really too different from the US, but whatever. You know, it's something to look at. And of course, moving on from there, I decided to take some film with my Croatian roommates that are super cool, super fun, super awesome. Really great people to talk to. They're hilarious. And so I got a little footage of them and Gaetano, so we were all together as a happy little household. That was nice. And had some nice dinners throughout the week and was preparing myself for an epic weekend at Oktoberfest. Friday we left from Bonn at about 12:30. We did the thing called Mitfahrgelegenheit, where you basically ride with other random people that are going to the same destination, so it costs less money and maybe they make a little money. And I went with Dawn and Katherine. That was a lot of fun. It was a bit of a long drive, but 6 hours to go across the country is honestly not that bad. So we arrived there and we kind of settled in. We actually walked 4 kilometers, which is about a little under 2.5 miles, to our apartment. We met Sam from Alaska. He is one of the PPPlers. Me, Sam, and Katherine went to the apartment, walked there. That was a little rough. And then searched for Dan for probably literally about an hour, which was Katherine's friend we were also meeting there, who had never been in a foreign country before. Interesting situations. The next day, we were prepared for Oktoberfest, and we went to the store, and I bought some Lederhosen. You will see pictures of that now. What wonderful pictures that they were. You will definitely see me in them throughout the videos. I'm not even embarrassed about them. They're so awesome and comfortable, although they were a little rough on Sunday, but we'll get to that. And so Oktoberfest, it's really interesting. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I think they said throughout the whole one, I think the first weekend there was 7 million people there. I believe it. There was, maybe that might be a little much, but there was at least 1 million people there that weekend. I couldn't even believe it. And so we finally got a table at the Peshur Brauhaus. That was really fun. We were able to order beers from there. So some of us can drink a little more than others. It was a really fun time, but I honestly do not like being fairly messed up by 4 p.m. It's a little rough. It was really fun. It was a really great experience. I would say anyone needs to go at least once. It was crazy. And then on Sunday we woke up after getting a pretty decent sleep, and we went and drove to Neuschwanstein Castle. It is the castle that Disney actually modeled their logo off of, so there will be pictures of that. And so you could see definitely where they got their ideas. We actually hiked all the way to the top. We decided to all wear our Dirndls and Lederhosen. So that was a little rough, hiking about 1.5 miles up a hill. It was a little rough, but it was so worth it. Neuschwanstein Castle was beautiful, and we got to stand on a bridge that overlooks it, and here's a picture of that now. That bridge was so awesome to stand on, although it made me a little nervous with all the people, but whatever. I'm alive right now, and that's all that mattered. I got to really experience the Autobahn. That was really interesting. Once you go probably over 100 miles an hour, it feels like everything feels slow. There's people zooming by at 140 miles an hour. You can't even imagine, you know. And we went pretty fast, I'm not gonna lie. We dipped into Austria briefly and then came back for the weekend. It was a wonderful weekend with wonderful people. Dawn, Katherine, Cort, Zack, Dan, and Sam. They were all Wonderful people to hang out with. I would definitely take a trip with them again. I can't wait to see what kind of other trips we have coming up. So you guys know how we do this. Let's see what we did for the week.
Allons-y!
Here I was at the entrance of Kaufland. It is where I usually do my shopping when I need to go big shopping. And here's a little conveyor belt to the top of the store. What an interesting little thing that was. And of course, normal produce section, and here is a yeah, very interesting, right? And here's the little frozen section. That doesn't look a lot different than what we're used to. And our bottle section, they sell them in liters rather than packs, and the beer is actually sold in separate bottles. So you can buy 4 bottles, you can buy 8 bottles, and they even sell kegs on the shelf. That's pretty cool. And here's the lines. Just thought I'd let you guys see this, see a bit of daily life in Germany. Here I am with all of my roommates. Let's have a listen.
Oh, you're filming.
Look at my Croatian roommates. Look how cool they are. They can't even understand their coolness. Kaitano's putzin for days. Here I was the next day at a bubble tea shop. I was so excited to find bubble tea. It was not the traditional, but it was delicious nonetheless. And here is a picture of some of it. The little tea balls in the bottom, they were delicious. I was with Fatos, David, and Derek. And here we are, coming up. Here is the ride to Bonn with Dawn and Catherine. We were the ones that were Mitfahrgelegenheit, if that's a word, down to Munich. It was awesome. Here we are at the Bonn Hauptbahnhof. It was probably the scariest Bahnhof ever. I was afraid to get knifed, but that was fun. Anyways, here we were walking to meet the guys that had a very cool car. Here they are. I mentioned earlier in the video that we walked about 4 kilometers to our apartment, and here we were walking, and I was bored and started filming. And the next day at Oktoberfest, it was very early in the morning before I had gotten my Lederhosen. So, of course, I'm going to have to go back out from here, and here's all the people I was with.
Well, if you notice over here, to our right, we have a man wearing a mask.
Here was the Augustiner Beer Hall. Augustiner beer is delicious. If you ever get a chance, try it. Dawn's ready. Catherine's ready. Aren't you guys?
I've been ready this whole day since Stephen started.
That was actually after we had gotten our Dirndls and Lederhosen, and I couldn't pass up putting Dawn in there. Dawn, I'm sorry putting that in there, but that was hilarious. Here was more of Oktoberfest. I told you guys it was packed. Here we were getting food to get ready for the drinking session that was about to happen. And here is the beer house we ended up staying at. It was the Shore Beer Hall. Can't even imagine how unbelievably crowded it was there. It was ridiculous. Here's Dawn and I getting some Mondam, which is roasted nuts with cinnamon and sugar covering them. It is so delicious. If you ever get a chance, most Oktoberfest type places sell them, even in the US. Try them, they are amazing. And of course, more people. The Nymphenburg Zack, not sure what that was, but look at this Oktoberfest. It's so beautiful. It makes you just happy existing there. And Dawn was pretty happy existing with her mom now. We were finally getting to sit down and have a beer or two. It was very exciting. Here we were waiting on them after a couple of them were able to get beers already. And Cort there, making faces, me and my Lederhosen. We were sitting with Sam, Dawn, Zack, Cort, Dan, and Catherine. It was a fun table. Here I was with Zack after about half a beer. It was very fun, and a group picture, we needed that. Here I wanted to get a little footage of us playing cards and messing around, generally arguing after receiving our beers finally. It was very exciting getting the first one. And the camera work got worse throughout the day. As you can see, the monks, it's actually not that bad, but the camera's flipping around, I'm sorry for that. I was coming back from the bathroom at some point throughout the afternoon and decided I wanted to show the crowd of where we were at, the Shore Beer House. It was amazing how many people there were at that one place, and inside that was about the size of a football field, and that was also packed, and we couldn't even get in. It was just crazy how many people there were there. Here we are after a long, fun night walking to see the parade in Munich. I will let you guys have a little listen to that. Much of Munich is a very pretty little city, as you can see right here. This long stretch of way goes for quite a while, and they had their traditional blue and white Bayern flags strung up all throughout the city. It was pretty neat. And here we are at the largest Hofbräuhaus, I believe, in the entire world, in the middle of Munich, Germany. It is so elaborate. I think there's about 6 different floors to the whole restaurant. So it was very impressive, and it was also very impressive on Sunday how many people were in the Hofbräuhaus drinking beer. It was actually very funny to see, and it warmed my heart, made me happy, even made me think of the Hofbräuhaus at home. Here's one of the many floors, many rooms. It was fun. And here we are on our way to Neuschwanstein Castle. Thought I'd get a little of the Bavarian countryside to show people what it was like there in normal daily life. There was a lot of farmland, a lot more than I thought. You could see the hills and the Alps starting there in the distance. And I just can't believe how beautiful of a countryside this place has. It was great. At this point we were very close to Neuschwanstein Castle, and I decided to take more video of the Alps. Near there was a beautiful lake to the right, which I sadly was not able to film. It was very difficult, but I wanted to show a bit of the countryside by flipping this around and risking my camera's light just to show you guys what it looked like. So you should be very happy about that. And out in the distance you could see that white castle-like thing. That is Neuschwanstein Castle. Neuschwanstein means New Swanstone, so New Swanstone Castle, and it was awesome.
I think I'm gonna get it.
Where is it?
I'll be back.
Cort, you're in a video.
Howdy.
Here we are after a long hike up to the castle. We finally made it. Walked up to the castle. It was really awesome with the Alps on one side and the Bavarian countryside on the other. I could see why Disney picked this castle. I'm not even upset at how big of a tourist destination this is, because it completely makes sense. Look at all these people from all over the world. I heard so many different languages. I can completely understand why everyone would want to come here all the time. It's such a beautiful place. I would definitely live there, or at least within 20 miles of there, to avoid tourists. But that was the giant lake that I was talking about earlier that you could see out in the distance, and the amazing countryside also. And we are now up on the bridge that I showed you guys earlier in the video. There is the castle out in the distance. It's almost like a dream at like how beautiful this place was. But I didn't want it to end. I didn't want to end being here. Sadly, I had to go at some point, but wow, was it so worth going to. To anyone, I would say go there, and even go there again, because look at this view. You cannot beat this view. You cannot get this anywhere. This whole trip was very wonderful with all the coolest people, and I would definitely love to go on another cool trip with them again.
We're in Austria.
Where are we?
Austria!
Yeah, that's why they're all speaking German now.
We're in Austria.
Yeah, they're speaking Austrian.
Everyone.
Yeah, see, I would have never spelled pizzeria that way. That's
So I'll see you guys next week.